Hey, what's going on, Guardians? TBL here, back on a very late Sunday evening, pretty much Monday morning now technically, bringing you guys some very quick Crucible gameplay, having a little bit of fun here in the Clash mode, using some odd weapons this time around. Just felt like jumping in and having a little bit of casual fun, and didn't have too bad of a time actually. I've been enjoying my past day or so back in the Crucible. I haven't really noticed too much of a change in terms of the matchmaking. I jumped into a couple of matches in the Control playlist not too long ago, and things seemed pretty much to be business as usual. Certainly not as much lag as I'm used to, but it was definitely sweats all around. But I don't have a problem with sweats if the connections are rock solid. But how are you guys doing? I can't believe it's the end of the weekend already. Feels like it just started, and I'm already looking Monday down the throat. That's right, another big week in gaming and in Destiny as a whole is about to start, and this one's probably going to be a good one. We've had a pretty good amount of news come out in terms of Destiny with upcoming content and some of the events that we'll be getting to play around with this upcoming week. We do once again have Iron Banner this week, kind of a surprise. I didn't think we'd be getting that until next week, but Lord Saladin will be back in the tower, and we're going to be able to run through a laggy sweatfest of Iron Banner, just like we all wanted. I know that's exactly what everybody is looking forward to being doing. Just like last time, or maybe not. We do know that the game mode this time around is going to be Control, which apparently has a brand new set of matchmaking. Again, Bungie pushed out those new matchmaking settings sometime last week, and some people have been saying it's been good, some people have been saying they haven't really noticed too much of a difference. Well, we'll definitely find out this week when the Iron Banner goes live on Tuesday. Now, additionally this week, we're also going to be having a bit of a Bungie ride-along stream on Wednesday. This Wednesday, July 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Bungie's going to be giving us a ride-along, taking us through the new snow-covered Cosmodrome. We do know in the Rise of Iron, the Cosmodrome is basically going to be getting a little bit of a makeover. Some of the seasons have passed on, and it's going to be in the middle of winter, and we're going to be getting a look at the brand new Cosmodrome space. Can't wait to see that. Probably going to be hosting the Planet Destiny pre-Bungie ride-along live stream hype session to get people built up for it. Should be a good day. And I've got to say, I'm really excited. I'm super excited to get more information about the Rise of Iron. Bungie has been, characteristically mum on details, so anytime we get to hear anything about the upcoming expansion, I'm definitely happy about it. And it's good to feel that hype. It's good to feel that hype for Destiny and having new information. I actually did something kind of interesting over the weekend. I actually just finished watching something a couple minutes ago. The official Destiny gameplay trailer from like 3 years ago. The one they showed off at E3, where they were kind of starting the game off in the what was going to be the starting sector for Warlocks. Because you got to remember, back in the original game of Destiny, every single class had a different start. Every single race, rather, had a different starting point. The one we get in the main game was going to be basically the starting point for Exos being revived out there in the wilds and then starting off their journey. But Warlocks, you were going to be flying into that area where the Fallen were and then dropping out and starting your journey from there. And they show that in the E3 video. And I just went through this thing, watching them play through it, taking down one of the Devil Archons, getting the Thunder Lord as a random exotic drop. That was the first time we ever got to see an exotic engram 3 years ago, before the original launch of Destiny. And it just inspired this really crazy feeling of, man, look how far this game has come. And look what we've come from. Look where we are now. It was simultaneously both a really awesome feeling and something kind of sombering, a little bit of a sober feeling, seeing some of the bits and pieces of Destiny that we never got to see. Some of the bits and pieces of Destiny that we still haven't gotten to see, that maybe might still be out there, but we just haven't gotten our hands on. It kind of brought me to a point of saying, wow, look where Destiny is now. Look how much this game has changed. And look how amazing it is. It's definitely an amazing game. But also, look what could have been. I mean, with the story and the lore, and we got the little bits of cutscenes that we don't have in the base game, with how the Crow, the Queen's brother, was going to be a huge part of the story. Apparently, he was going to be about as big in the OG story as the Stranger was. And just the fact that we never got to see any of that, it definitely makes me sad and makes me long for the things that could have been with Destiny. But who knows, maybe sometime in Rise of Iron we'll be getting a follow-up on the Queen. It is Fallen centered, so maybe we'll be getting to see a little bit more of what happened to the Queen's brother and the Queen herself, because I don't think anybody here actually believes she's gone for good. Really? Do you? I would disagree with that greatly. But again, really, it was just such a crazy experience going back and watching that original trailer, that original gameplay trailer for Destiny, and just seeing how different things were back then. I mean, like, they had what was obviously a scout rifle model performing like a pulse rifle, burst firing. They had, back then, hand cannons were a secondary, and you could just get exotics from world bosses like that. Like I said, it's a crazy trip, and it both makes me really happy and, you know, kind of sad for the way things have turned out. Destiny is certainly still one of my favorite games of all time, and I am absolutely happy with how the game has changed and turned out, because I think it's a great game. I think it's an absolutely fantastic game that has had a really good couple of years, and I hope it's got a lot of years to come. But still, you know, what if? What if we got some of that original Jason Jones story? What if we got some of that original concept, some of those original bits of lore in the game? What could have been? But who knows? Maybe we'll still be getting some of that in Rise of Iron. We do know a lot of the original Destiny story was kind of chopped up and moved into bits and pieces of DLC, like with Oryx and the Dreadnought. You actually see part of the Dreadnought ships in some of the original trailers. It's actually really interesting. But through it all, it really just makes me say I cannot wait for what is coming next. So again, this is going to be a very big week in Destiny. Iron Banner, hopefully it's going to be a good time. Fingers definitely crossed on that one. The game mode is Control this time around, which happens to be the playlist that Bungie has implemented the new matchmaking settings into. I think that's definitely not a coincidence. It's something I do believe they did on purpose. Who knows if they'll actually implement it in the Iron Banner, but here's hoping they do, and here's hoping it actually makes a change, because Iron Banner is still the laggiest of the lag. As we clock in and put in some work with this Stormtrance Super. I know I haven't been talking too much about this match. I was using a little bit of the Shadow Price in this one. Didn't have too bad of a time. And I'm definitely still loving my Electric Shocky Warlock. It just works for me. I'm probably going to be using this all throughout the Iron Banner. As I'm going through the Iron Banner, they're going to be calling me the Shocklock. But it'll be starting Tuesday this week, so Iron Banner's coming. Be ready for it. And we're going to be getting a little bit of a look at the Rise of Iron. And hey, when it comes to Destiny DLC, the more information, the better. Hopefully this new DLC will continue the trend of Destiny content being, well, pretty darn good. And maybe, just maybe, it'll bring back a little bit of the magic that I felt back in that original trailer. What do you guys think? You guys miss some of that Destiny 1.0 and pre-1.0 charm? I know I sure do. I'll leave a link to the video that I'm talking about in the description box below, so any of you guys who have never seen this video, I think it came out in like maybe 2013, I'll leave it in there so you guys can check it out and let me know what you all think. Well, you might have to ignore some of the acting in it, but I assure you, if you're a fan of Destiny, it's definitely worth a watch. It'll be like taking a little stroll down memory lane and what could have been Drive. With maybe a stop at the salt shop. But alright, it's just a risk we're going to have to take. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this was just a quick little late night commentary that came to me because I was taking a trip down Destiny memory lane. Again, there is a link to this trailer in the description box below. Be sure to give it a watch and let me know what you think. But alright, it's going to be it for this one, guys. Hope you all have a fantastic week, and I can't wait to see you again soon. That's going to be it for this one. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.